Have you ever wondered what our cities would be like if they were truly built for people, not for cars? Well, today, we're diving into a pretty radical blueprint for urban life that asks that exact question. It's called the Microflow District. So let's get right into this vision. Just imagine waking up to that for a second. This isn't just some sci-fi fantasy. It's the opening scene from the actual proposal we're looking at. It immediately sets the stage for a city that, actually breathes, where the soundtrack is just life, not a bunch of machine noise. And in this quiet city, tech isn't in your face. It's seamless. It's just woven into the background, working for you with a simple voice command. Your ride just appears, almost like magic, without you ever having to pull out your phone or tap on a screen. Okay, so this is really the heart of it. By completely rethinking how we get around, we can reclaim huge amounts of space. The whole vision boils down to this one fundamental trait: swapping out lifeless pavement for vibrant, living community spaces. And look, this isn't just some pie-in-the-sky idea. We're about to break down a really detailed proposal for an actual pilot district, a real-world test zone designed to make this glimpse of tomorrow a reality. But to really appreciate a future like this, we've got to talk about the friction of today. Why does this vision feel so radically different from our day-to-day? What's the core problem we're even trying to solve here? Well, it pretty much comes down to this simple, kind of harsh fact. For about a century now, we've designed our cities around the car. We've prioritized moving and storing these big, heavy metal boxes over the people who actually live there. And as we're about to see, that has made our communities fundamentally inefficient. Okay, now this is where the data gets really interesting. Just look at this. For the exact same slice of asphalt, a bus-only lane can move 4 to 5 times more people every hour than a regular car lane. Isn't that wild? It just perfectly shows the bottleneck. One person in one car simply doesn't scale. It's a dead end, both for space and for logistics. All right, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? Let's get into the blueprint and see how this whole system is actually designed to work, piece by piece. So first up, the streets themselves completely change. Instead of these wide lanes built for bulky cars, you get these narrow, one-way micro lanes. And because the vehicles are so much smaller and smarter, you can literally double the flow of traffic in the same amount of space. It's all about optimizing the infrastructure we already have. And here's how they tackle the parking problem, which is maybe the biggest space waster of them all. Instead of these massive, sprawling lots, the little autonomous EVs dock themselves vertically in these skinny towers. Just look at that difference in footprint. That one change gives you 5 times the parking density, which frees up an insane amount of land. They don't park, they dock. This slide really puts that whole shift in perspective, doesn't it? On the left, you've got the clogged, sprawling reality we all know. And on the right, the sleek, vertical, and seamless solution. Instead of delivery vans jamming up our streets, you get this network of local micro-hubs that handle the flow of goods. Every single part of the system is redesigned to be more compact and way more fluid. Now, this might be the most futuristic part of the entire plan. It's a car elevator. Yeah, imagine calling for your ride, and instead of you going down to the street, it comes up to you. The vehicle literally drives into your building, gets on a lift, and meets you right on your floor. You just step in and go. It's basically personal transport delivered like room service, the ultimate convenience. Okay, so we've got the blueprint. We know the mechanics. But what does it actually feel like to live there? What are the real-world benefits when you engineer traffic right out of the equation? Well, the goals for this pilot district are, wow, they're incredibly ambitious. We're not talking about tiny improvements here. Imagine your commute being up to 45% faster, your Amazon package arriving in half the time, and the air you breathe being way, way cleaner. I mean, these are totally transformative numbers. But out of all the data, all the targets, this one is the most staggering, 78%. What on earth could that be? That's right. 78% of the land that is currently just wasted on parking gets handed back to the community. Just think about that for a second. All of that asphalt turning into parks, cafes, playgrounds, gardens, public squares. That is the single greatest payoff of this whole system. And that really brings us to the ultimate point of this entire project. It's not really about the cool tech or efficiency. It's about what we choose to do with the freedom and the space that technology gives us back. It's about, well, reclaiming the city for ourselves. So the thing to remember is this. The little cars, the elevators, the smart lanes, at the end of the day, they're all just tools. The real innovation is using those tools to build a whole new operating system for our cities, one that's designed around human connection, not just getting from A to B. And I just want to end with this quote from the source material, because I think it perfectly captures the poetry of the whole idea. It's about building a city that functions more like a brain, fluid, connected, super efficient, a platform for our creativity and our well-being. And so that leaves us with one final and I think pretty inspiring question. If almost 80% of the parking space in your neighborhood was suddenly empty, just waiting to be reimagined, what would you build there?